Hey guys, it's Veda day 30 and it's the last day of Veda, so I'm super excited. And today I thought I'd do a bookshelf tour. So yeah, grab some drink and a snack because it's going to be long. Let me tell you quickly about my bookshelf. As you can tell last time I said, there's three parts that I'm going to show you. I have books here in my room, then here in my room, and then my official bookshelf. My bookshelf's actually too small at this point where I it can't hold all my books, and I'm afraid of doing like two books in a row because some of these books are really big, and so now I just have my books randomly scattered around my room. I thought I'd do this just my random knickknacks that I have on my shelves, so you're gonna see that everywhere. And so yeah, let's get started. Before I get started, I just want to say I had an amazing time with Veda. I recommend everyone do it, especially since being a new YouTuber. It just was really helpful. It got me to make videos every single day, get more comfortable in front of the camera, and just have some really good times. I had a really good time in April, but let's be honest, I'm happy it's over because now I can finally use the time that I would have been making these videos to read, and that's probably the best part. But yeah, I had an incredible time in Beta, and I recommend everyone do it. It's really fun. So yeah, let's get started on this bookshelf tour. So I have no form of organization with my bookshelves, it's just randomly everywhere. So I thought I'd just show you random knickknacks. Up here is like some random watches, you can tell where I keep them. So yeah, I have some sunglasses right here. I have my candle burning. Look, a picture of Bullet. The first thing on this left right here, this is just a random book with my notebook. And then next we have Redeployment by Phil Clay. I actually have a whole video book review on this, and that's really good. I like that one. And then here I have Hilarity Ensues by Tucker Max. I have the other part too, but that's on the other side. As you can tell, no organization. And here we have The Invention of Hugo Cabaret by Brian Selznick. It's like a picture book type of thing. The movie's actually not that bad. Then we have Watchmen right here by Alan Moore and Dave Gibbon. And then next we have The Ruins by Scott Smith. This is actually, I heard really good things about. Stephen King even has a blurb on it, which is really exciting. I've seen the movie, but it was a while back. Next is Canada by Richard Ford right here. I just bought this randomly at a on sale at Barnes and Noble, so yeah. We have Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn right here, or Gillian Flynn. Though it's actually becoming a movie soon, so that should be really exciting. And then here we have First to Die by James Patterson. Yeah, I haven't read it yet. I heard it's supposed to be a really good mystery, so yeah. And then here we have Stephen King, Under the Dome. I did a whole review on this one too. It was really good. Here we have The Host by Stephanie Meyer. Heard it was really good also. So yeah. And then we have The Art of Fielding by Chad Harbach. I don't think I did a review on this, but I really enjoyed it. It's really good. I read it at the end of last year, which was really nice. I have The Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Galbraith, or J.K. Rowling basically, and yeah, it's a really good one. I have a few issues with it, but it's pretty good. I have City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I want to read the whole series. I've only read this one, but I want to collect them in the hardback because I want them to match. Here I have Far From the Tree by Andrew Solomon. This one is it's a non-fiction book about various groups of people. I've heard really good things about it. I haven't read it yet. Here we have Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. I haven't read this yet, but at 1,000 pages, it might be one of those big, huge books I have to read soon. And then here we have The Diviners by Libba Bray. Yeah, I haven't read this yet, but the book design on this is really incredible, especially on the inside. It's so good. And then here we have The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. Yeah, I heard really good things about this. I actually halfway, I think I was like a quarter through way here, but I stopped for some odd reason. I don't know. Here I have the complete works of William Shakespeare. Yeah, basically all his work. It's the Barnes and Noble edition. And then here we have Life After Life by Kate Atkinson. I did a review of this one also. I enjoyed it. I think it's one of my favorite books of the year so far. And then on the top right here, you can see me. I have Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clark. I heard really good things about it. I haven't read it yet. And then on here I just have some cologne and stuff up at the top. But then look at this bookmark right here. This little Asian thing that my friend got me from Korea. It's really cool. This is the second part of my bookshelf. It's just like the one next to the actual bookshelf. So yeah, just a quick overview. And then random books up there. Alright, the books that I have on the top right here, I already did like a book haul on these. But these include The Doctor's Wife by Elizabeth Brundage, The Things That Carried by Tim O'Brien, Brave New World by Aldous Huxley, Diary of a Wimpy Kid by Kinney, and then Horns by Joe Hill. I already did a whole book haul on this on my previous one, so yeah. And then the one under, that was just on the top right there. Closer to the bottom right here. Here we have item number 4 by Pittacus Lore. Middlesex by Jeffrey Eugenides. I want to read The Virgin Suicide. I heard that was really good by him. And then we have Outlander by Diana Galbindon. Apparently this is becoming a show soon, so that should be exciting. And then next to it is A Constellation of Vital Phenomena by Anthony Mara. As you can tell, I still have my little tab on here. I didn't finish it. And then next to it is If I Stay by Gail Forman. Now, funny story about this. I thought it was a different story, but when I see it, I actually found out that it's actually a first edition of the book, because I thought the book cover that everybody has is the one with the girl on the side, but this one it's different. It's actually a first edition, which is super exciting. And then the next I have 13 Reasons Why by Jay Ashner right here. Haven't read it yet. And then here I have a Neil Gaiman book, The Graveyard Book. I heard it's really good. And then next I have The House of the Scorpion by Nancy Farmer. And then next to it we have Flag of Our Fathers by James Bradley. And then next to it we have Paper Covers Rock by Jenny Hubbard. It's actually like one of those preparatory school board books. I heard it's really good actually. And then we have Nosferatu right here by Joe Hill. I did a book review on that. It's really good. And then we have The Art of Racing in the Rain by Garth Stein. I really enjoyed this book because I love dogs. And here we have Cold Sassy Tree by Olive Ann Burns. This is one of my favorite books that I've read growing up, especially when I got to high school. I really enjoyed it. And then here we have The Duff, The Designated Ugly Fat Friend by Cody Keplinger. I really enjoyed this actually, which I was super surprised because I don't read that many contemporaries, but I really enjoyed this. Next we have The Starboard Sea by Amber Dermont, and I didn't finish this. I stopped a quarter way, but I just didn't finish it. And then here we have We Need to Talk About Kevin by Lionel Shriver. I haven't seen the book yet, I mean the movie, so I don't know it'll be good or not, but I'm hoping the book is good. Next we have A Stolen Life by J.C. Duggard. This is this upside down? Yeah, it is. Then we have The Family Fang by Kevin Wilson. I heard it was really good. I haven't read it yet. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. I really like this. I actually read this for a business class, and it's really good, especially if you read it along with The 7 Habits of Influential People. That one is really good. And then here we have Speak by Lori Halse Anderson. I always forget her first name. And then next to Speak we have Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I actually bought this edition at in Oxford in England when we went, so I wanted to buy the British version. And then here we have The Green Mile by Stephen King. I hauled this in one of my books actually, in one of my book hauls. And then next here, I randomly found this at a Goodwill. It's the Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets paperback edition. I thought I'd buy it. It was in really nice condition. And then on top of that, right there, we have Bridge to Terabithia by Kathleen Patterson, or Catherine Patterson, excuse me. Yeah, I really liked it. It's really good. And then here we have The Sense of an Ending by Julian Barnes. Oh my god, really good, really good. I randomly have my science notebook here for some odd reason, I don't know why. And then here they have I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell by Tucker Max. This is actually part 1 of the other book that I showed you. It's just like random shenanigans that his friends went through. And then in here I have this like pig bookmark, you can tell. And then here we have The Gates by John Connolly. I heard really good things about this. I haven't read it yet. I bought this at a Goodwill, but the spine is broken, which is unfortunate, but yeah. Next we have Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. This is the leather-bound Penguin edition. It's beautiful. The only reason why I bought it was because the book was pretty. Yeah. And then here we have Five People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. I'm glad I didn't buy it when I saw it the other day at Goodwill, because now I just realized I actually have the book. And then underneath that, we have This Side of Paradise by F. Scott Fitzgerald. This is actually his first novel, like full-blown novel, unlike a short story that he wrote a lot. It's really different, especially if you read The Great Gatsby, because it feels like a younger version of himself. So yeah. Then here we have The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. Yeah, I haven't read it actually, so yeah. Here we have Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. Confession, I've never actually read the whole thing. It's really long, but I heard it's incredible. I mean, I believe it is, because I mean, for a book that to be that long, it better be good. And then here we have The War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. I've only seen the movie. I haven't read the book yet, but I have it right here. And then here we have The Origin of Species by Charles Darwin. I actually read this because, well, I have an illustrated version of this one, and we read it for my class. It's super intriguing, to say the least. But yeah, this is, I posted this as one of the most influential books book tag. It's really important to me. And then next we have The Jungle by Upton Sinclair. I haven't read this one yet, but yeah. And then the next is The Adventure of Tom Sawyer, and then The Adventure of Huckleberry Finn both by Mark Twain. This is both Southern books that I really enjoy. And yeah, I don't think I've ever read the full thing of Huckleberry Finn yet. And then next to it is Mansfield Park by Jane Austen. I haven't read this one yet. I don't know, I don't think I'd ever gotten around to reading it, just for that reason. And then Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I actually did read this way back when, in high school. I should get around to rereading it again, because I do remember liking it. Then next we have The Odyssey by Homer. Yes, The Odyssey. There's nothing else I can say. My checkbook and random knick-knack right here. What is this? Oh, my glass. This holder thingy mabob. And then here I have some books right here, but I also have some books right here, so let me show you. Here we have The Godfather by Mario Puzo. Yeah, I haven't read this one actually. I heard it was good. Next we have Uncle Tom's Cabin by Harriet Beecher Stowe. I randomly found this at a Barnes and Noble, so I thought I'd check it out. Then we have Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll right here. It's an illustrated version of it. It's really, really nice. I think I've hauled this actually in a video. And then next I have a one-a-day journal right here. I actually get better at doing these, but yeah, it's basically it's not like quick things to say for each year, but you can tell I haven't been keeping up with it. But yeah. And then next to it, up here on the top, I have on the left hand side right here, Major Pettigrew's Last Stand by Helen Simonson. I hauled this randomly somewhere, so I just wanted to check it out. The Corrections by Jonathan Franzen. I actually have this, and then I also have his other one, the one with the Finch. It's escaping me right now, but it's in my car for some odd reason. I keep it in my car to open up my gas door, which is, yeah, broken. So yeah, there's that. And then we have Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter by Seth Grahame-Smith. I haven't watched the movie yet, but I bought the book because I wanted to check out the movie, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. And then here we have The Secret History by Donna Tartt. The great thing about this is I bought this at Goodwill, so that's exciting. And then me as a kid right there. And then on top, I have books right there. Alright, on the top here we have Write This Journal by Carrie Smith. Yeah, and then here I have, for some odd reason, not in the order, but I have the 6th, 13th, 10th, and 7th book of a series of unfortunate events. The Ersatz Elevator, The End, The Slippery Slope, and The Vile Village. Basically, I just finding these and trying to collect all of them through Goodwill because I don't want to buy the whole thing, but yeah, I read this a while back. To be honest, I forgot what happened. It's been so long. Like, I forgot all the details, but I know the general consensus. Yeah, and then going down, we have A Tree Grows in Brooklyn right here, and then we also have by Betty Smith right there. I haven't read it, but I heard it's one of those classics that you should probably read type of thing. And then next to it right here, you can't see it, but The Red Badge of Courage. Yeah, we have right here The Red Badge of Courage. Underneath that we have Beastly by Alex Flynn. I haven't read the book or watched the watched the show actually, so that should be interesting. Next we have City of Ember by Dupro, and I haven't read this one, but I heard it's a really great series. I'll get around to it eventually. And then next we have The Memory Keeper's Daughter by Kim Edwards. I haven't read this one either. It seems like all of these books I haven't read, probably because I hauled them soon. I hauled them and I just haven't gotten around to it. And then next we have The Number One Ladies Detective Agency by Alexander McCall Smith. I love mystery novels, so I want to get around to this soon. Alright, so this is an overview of my main bookshelf, starting from the top and then working our way down. Yep, this is the main bookshelf right here. I have this as a weird angle, so yeah. Alright, we're gonna start at the top right here. At the top right here, I just have some random things. Right here is it's just like a Rayman Legend punching bag thingy. And then this is actually like a video game, the collector's edition for Uncharted. It opens up and it has a whole bunch of stuff in there. And then the collector's edition for Gone with the Wind, like the Blu-ray collection. And then some letters for all of this stuff right here for Bioshock Infinite. It's a huge statue right there. Yeah, it's so awesome. And then underneath that, just the case where it comes from, and then some letters, and then like little weird things. Underneath that is the other bookshelf. Alright, so I have like a lot of knickknacks and stuff on my bookshelf, so I'm gonna show you some of those. It's a random piggy bank right here, and then like shot glasses and just weird little paraphernalia, like little glass things. So yeah, let's get to the books, and then we'll start right over here. So right here I just have my main small books. Right here is all of the Avatar The Last Airbender comics that you saw. I hauled these before or something. And then up here I have the Chronicles of Narnia. All 7 books right there. Right here we have the manga Sherlock Bones. And then next to it we have a second the second manga for Case Closed. I actually really enjoyed this anime. I'm just slowly collecting the mangas for it. Then next to it I have the first of Sailor V and then the first of Sailor Moon. They're both mangas also that I enjoyed from my childhood. And then next to it I have Fahrenheit 451 by Radberry. Yeah, I read this a while back in high school. And then next to it we have Animal Farm by George Orwell. Again, read it in high school a while back. And then next we have Mila 18 by Leon Uris. Yeah, I don't really recall liking that book so much. Next to it we have a collection of of Edgar Allan Poe's, and yeah. And then next to it we have 101 Dalmatians by Dodie Smith. I bought this at a Goodwill, so yeah. And then next to it we have George Orwell's 1984. Read it in high school. It was really good. And then next to it we have A Raisin in the Sun by Lorraine Hansberry. I read that a while back, I forgot. But yeah, I read it a while back. And then next we have Dead Until Dark by Charlene Harris. This is the first book if you watch True Blood, this is the first book of the series. And then next to it we have The Killer Angels by Michael Sahara. This is one of those classics I'm not the biggest fan of, but yeah. Then next we have the, what was it called? Oh, the Hazelwood High trilogy. I read this trilogy way back in high school. Oh, excuse me, middle school, and it's basically about a group of students in that high school, and then one incident happens and how everything changes for them. The first one, this is actually out of order, but the first is The Tears of the Tiger, the second is Forged by Fire, and the third is Darkness Before Dawn. They're actually really good, especially the Tears of a Tiger, and they deal with heavy subjects. It's really good, especially for middle grade. And then next to it we have The Giver by Lois Lowry. Read this way back in middle school. To be honest, I don't remember all the details. I just remember like the main thing. I should probably give it a reread before the movie comes out, actually. And then next to it we have A Walk to Remember by Nicholas Sparks. I actually really enjoyed this, even though it's a Nicholas Sparks book. It's really great. The characters are really good. And then next to it we have Tuck Everlasting by Natalie Babbitt. This is really good. It's about a group of people that live forever. And then it asks the question, is that really an ideal thing? And then next to it we have Monster by Dean Walter Myers. This is actually a really great book. It talks about the judicial system, the jail system, from a point of view of a young man, and I really like it. And then next to it we have 1, 2, 3, and 11 of a series of unfortunate events. That's The Bad Beginning, The Reptile Room, The Wide Window, and The Grim Grotto. As you can tell, these are not in order compared to the ones that I had previously. Yeah, and then at the very end right here is just a random Bioshock Infinite book that came with the collector's edition with that bird. Alright, this is the second bookshelf right here. Just the random paraphernalia. Have a picture of my family right there, and then this little light up Paris thingy, Eiffel Tower I bought when we went to Paris. So yeah, it's really cool. And then this little thing right here. Little thing is from the Philippines. I'm not gonna lift it up because you can actually lift this thing up, but it's kind of inappropriate. But yeah, that's that right there. Right here on the left hand side we have Mouse, the first volume by Art Spiegelman. It's kind of like a Holocaust type of graphic novel. It's actually really good. I don't have the second part, but I need to get that. Next we have Persepolis by Marianne Satrapi, and it's like a graphic novel. Then next we have Push by Sapphire. This is that movie which is escaping my mind right now, but it was actually really good. I haven't read the book yet. Then next we have Sisters Red by Jackson Pierce. It's a retelling of Little Red Riding Hood. Alright, just move that over. And then next we have The Paris Wives by Paula McLean. I haven't read it yet, but I heard it was really good. And then next we have Life of Pi by Yana Martel. Again, I haven't read it yet. I heard it was really good, but yeah. And then next to it, we have Black Hawk Down, A Story of Modern War by Mark Bowden. This one's about Vietnam, I believe, but I heard really good things about it. Next to it, we have Catcher in the Rye by J.G. Salinger. Yeah, one of my favorite books. I talk about this all the time. Then next, we have The Curious Incident of the Dog at the Nighttime by Mark Howden. Yeah, I actually talked about this on one of my one of the little challenges that we did, which was really fun. Next we have The Girl Who Played with Fire by Stieg Larsson. This is the second book in the Millennium trilogy. It's like a mystery slash thriller novel. It's really good. Then next we have Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. This one's about like video games. It's such a great book. I really love it. Next we have Little Bee by Chris Cleave. Haven't read it yet, bought it at a Goodwill. So yeah, there's the story to that one. And then next to it we have The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson, the first book in the Millennium trilogy. And yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it, and the movie is really good too. Next we have Leaving Cold Sassy. This is the second book by Olive Barnes in after Cold Sassy Tree. The thing is, unfortunately, she passed away before she had a chance to finish the book. Next we have Tell the Wolves I'm Home by Carol Rivka Brunt. I haven't read it yet, but the cover on this is so cool with the little pot. Next we have The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebald. Really great, really good book. I really enjoyed it when I read it. And then next to it we have The Ice Princess by Camilla Lockberg. Probably pronouncing that name wrong. But I've randomly found this at Barnes & Noble. It's just about a mystery. I haven't read it yet. Next to it is Wicked by Gregory Maguire. The cool thing about this book itself is that it has this green hint to it on the spine, which is really cool. Next we have Love in the Time of Cholera by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. I haven't read it yet, but I heard really good things about it. Next we have Agatha Christie's books. First is And Then There Were None. This one is really cool. It has a cool premise of 10 strangers trapped on an island, and then each one is getting killed by a poem, which is really cool. And then next to it we have A Murder Is Announced. I've read this, but it was a while back, so I don't remember all the details for it. Yeah. And next we have A Girl with a Pearl Earring by Tracy Chevalier. I haven't read it yet, so yeah. Next we have The Devil Wears Prada by Lauren Westberger. I remember seeing the book excuse me. I remember seeing the movie, but I haven't read the book. Then next we have The Hours by Michael Cunningham. I started this book, as you can tell by the little bookmark, but the thing is, I haven't read Miss Dalloway, so I don't know. I didn't feel comfortable reading this because I didn't know the main plot for Miss Dalloway. And then next to it we have The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Yeah, really good book. I enjoyed the movie, surprisingly. It wasn't that bad. Next we have Blindness by Jose Samarago. I haven't read this yet, but the design on here is really nice. And then next to it we have The Kite Runner by Khaled Mussini. I saw the movie, but I haven't read the book yet. I heard it was good too. Next we have Gillian Flynn's Dark Places, and then next to it is Sharp Objects. The Dark Places isn't as good as Sharp Objects in my opinion, but the good thing about Dark Places is the dual perspective, and then all of a sudden it collides, which is so cool. Then next is The Stranger by Albert Camus. I read this in high school. Yeah. Then next to it we have Arthur McCarthy's The Road. I remember watching the movie, and I remember pretty liking it, so yeah. Next we have Ian McQueen's Atonement. The movie on this is incredible, especially the soundtrack. It's so good. Then all the way on the far end right here is The Golden Compass by Philip Pullman. I haven't read it yet, but I want to. I heard really good things about it. And this is the next shelf right here. Just a whole bunch of random stuff on here. On the left hand side right here, got my piggy bank right there. And then here I have a DS, random DS. And then we have this old film camera. Yeah, I had that camera for a while now. It's just randomly there. And then next, right here, some random shades. And then here is like a little pen thingy. I don't know. And then this is a picture of my mom and dad that I took. So we'll start with the book on the top right here. Again, on organization. And so right here on the top, we have A Million Pieces by James Frey. I haven't read it yet. If you know the history of this novel, it's actually supposed to be a memoir, but then come to find out later, it wasn't true, the whole thing. He made up a lot of stuff, so yeah, I'm sure it'll be interesting to say the least. And then underneath that we have Iona by Alison Goodman. I haven't read it yet, but I should because it deals with dragons. And then next on the right hand side over here we have Sumunk Kid, The Secret Life of Bees. I have read this. I read this in high school and I loved it. It's really good. Next we have an amazing book, Beautiful Ruins by Jess Walter. I read this year. I have a whole review on it, and let me tell you, it's an incredible book. Actually, it'd be a really good time to read now because it takes place in a small village in Italy, and it looks incredible. And the book cover is really nice too. And then next underneath that we have Marie Lu's Legend. No, just joking. Legend by Marie Lu. I actually read that yet. I actually have read that and it's really good. So all the way in the corner right here is kind of hard to see because it's actually a paperback instead of a hardcover. It's the Hunger Games trilogy by Suzanne Collins. So we have the Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay. I bought the Hunger Games, of course, in paperback because I just wanted to see if I really would like these series. And then afterwards, I bought the next two in hardcover, so it's not exactly matchy but hey, what can you say? And then I have read the Hunger Games and Catching Fire, and then some of Mockingjay. I couldn't get into it. I read like halfway through and then I just couldn't finish the whole thing. It's just something that for some odd reason I can't seem to finish the series. But anyways, next we have the Maze Runner trilogy with the prequel. We have the Maze Runner, the Scorched Trials, the Death Cure, and then the Kill Order by James Dashner. I did a whole series slash review on this. So yeah, it's in one of my videos actually for Veda. And then next to it we have Divergent by Veronica Roth. I finished a couple of this, but I read this at a time when I was reading so much dystopian, and then by the time I reached this, I was just not in the mood to read it. I haven't even seen the movie yet, but yeah. Next we have Gone by Michael Grant, and then also the sequel to it, Hunger by Michael Grant. If you notice, I'm actually missing, especially in this YA bookshelf, I actually missing a lot of books of continuous trilogies, because I actually like to take time on my trilogies. I don't like to binge read where I read or marathon read the whole series. And then next to it we have Uglies by Scott Westerfeld, and then also Pretties by Scott Westerfeld. Both of these are actually really good. The covers are really nice and they match incredibly well, and I really enjoy it. And then next we have Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. I don't read a lot of contemporaries, but this one is surprisingly really good. I just love the France setting, and I surprisingly liking the characters. I actually want to read the sequel, so hey, it must have done something. Next we have Unwind by Will Schusterman. This is actually really good. I really like this. Next we have Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. While this is one of those books where you separate the author and the art, so yeah, the book is actually really good. It has a surprising twist to it I really enjoy. I haven't seen the movie yet. Next we have The Book Thief by Mark Suzak. Y'all gonna kill me, but I have not read this book yet. I haven't even watched the movie. And then right next to it, The Sweetness at the Bottom of the Pie by Alan Bradley. And then the next continuous book's all by it. I don't know what it's called actually, the whole series. I know it's, Flavia de Luce trilogy, maybe, series? I don't know what the whole thing is called. But yeah, we have A Red Herring Without Mustard, I Am Half Sick of Shadows, and then The Weed That Strings Hangman's Bags. I've read The Sweetness at the Bottom of the Pie, and then I bought these books, the next few books, because they were cheap. So yeah, I did enjoy The Sweetness at the Bottom of the Pie. I thought it was a pretty good read, and then I just want to read the next of it. And then here on the right hand side, I'm slowly collecting the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew novels. The Hardy Boys, we have The Shore Road Mystery, The Secret of the Old Mill, and The Tower Treasure by Franklin Dixon. Again, they're not in order, oh god. And the thing about this is, I remember reading them when I was in elementary, but I actually read more of Nancy Drew growing up than the Hardy Boys, so I just want to read the Hardy Boys just to read some more of it. And then here on the Nancy Drew front, we have The Secret of the Old Clock by Caroline Keene. I really enjoyed Nancy Drew books. It was the first when in elementary school. I just really liked them because they're just nice mysteries. I mean, yeah. And then next we have The Secret of the Old Clock again by Caroline Keene, but it's like an old vintage edition that I randomly found in Goodwill. Right, so we're getting pretty low on the bookshelf now, and so the next bookshelf is just an overview of this one right here. A whole bunch of just random stuff. So on this bookshelf we have this windmill right here. I randomly just have that from the Philippines that I bought, and then a picture next. I have my 3DS right here. Yeah, my Pokemon 3DS, and then I have another shelf thingy from the Philippines. It has like my name on it, that type of thing. So it's pretty cool. Then right next to it we have just a random tea compressor. Don't ask, and it's dusty. Ooh. Anyways, and then I have a whole bunch of stick-it notes, post-its right here, because when I read, I like to take notes and leave some tabs and stuff like that. So randomly on the top right here we have The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. I really like this book. I read it for Veda, and it's really nice. Next we have Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I really like this book, except if you've seen my review on it. The second part isn't as mysterious and creepy as the first part, but it's still a really good read. And then next on the part right over here, and so right here we have two copies of Marley and Me by John Grogan. The reason why I have two copies is because I found them at Goodwill one time, and then a couple of months later I found it again, and I was thinking, I don't know if I have this one or not, so I bought it again. Yeah, that's what happens when you bargain shop a lot and you don't know what books you have. It could be an issue. Next we have The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I haven't read it yet, but I heard incredible things about it. I want to read it soon, so it's on the TBR shelf. Next we have a random book by Nicholas Sparks, The Best of Me. I found this at Goodwill, so I just bought it. Yeah. Next we have The God Gene by Dean Hammer. I haven't read it yet, but it seems like a really interesting read. And next we have another Christianity book by C.S. Lewis called Mere Christianity. It's his take on Christianity. I really want to read it because I love the Chronicles of Narnia, so it's something that I'm really interested in. Next, we have Beatrice and Virgil by Jan Martel. He wrote The Life of Pi. So I just bought this to see maybe if I'll like it. Next, we have Think by John Piper. This is a random book like I received from one of those. You spend a certain amount, you get a certain book or something. Yeah. Next we have Silent Spring by Rachel Carson. I read this book way back in high school. It was for History Day, I think it was, and we did like a tri-board and stuff like that, talking about the book. It's a book about the dangers of pesticides and how people back then didn't really know that much about it. It's really interesting. And then next to it we have another Nicholas Sparks books, The Last Song, which I haven't read. The funny part is the only book I've read by Nicholas Sparks was A Walk to Remember. Next we have Manhood for Amateurs by Michael Chabon. I bought it because it was cheap. I haven't read it yet. Next we have an Agatha Christie book, Murder on the Orient Express. I read this way back, way back, actually in like middle school or elementary school. See, the thing is, I've read her novels and a lot of it went over my head as a kid, so now I'm just trying to slowly collect them again. The thing is, I don't remember what happened in there. And then right next to it, we have The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I don't think I need to go over that. The movie seems good, so yeah. Next we have Sacré Bleu by Christopher Moore. It's a humor book take on artists. It's pretty funny, actually. I read a couple pages of it. I haven't finished it yet. Next we have Bite Me by Christopher Moore. It's his take on vampires. I heard it was really funny, so yeah. Next we have Alice Walker's The Color Purple. Yeah, really important book to read. The last time, I actually forgot the last time I read it, so that's how long it's been. I wanna reread it again. Next we have Beautiful Creatures. Who's this by? Next, by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll. The thing is, my friend read this and she said it was okay, and she said the movie was okay, so it's not like one of those things where I want to read it right away, but I just bought it because I found it at Goodwill. And then right next to it we have A Secret Kept by Tatiana de Rosnay. I think she wrote Sarah's Keys, and I heard really good things about that. So I found her other novel, A Secret Kept, and I just decided to buy it because I might like it. Next we have Shades of Grey by Jasper Ford, and yeah, I haven't read it yet, but it's a dystopian about I believe you get ranked based on what colors you see, so I'm really excited to read it. Next we have The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie. Again, found it at Goodwill. I heard good things about it. That's a lot of how these stories on my books go, so yeah. Next we have A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. I've read a couple of it actually, as you can tell. The thing about it is I was not feeling it. There was just something about it I just could not get into. I'll give it another shot maybe soon, but it just, I don't know, something, I think it was the character. But the thing about it is it's set in Oxford. I mean, so yeah. Next is we have the 50 Shades of Grey series, trilogy, excuse me, by E.L. James. We have 50 Shades of Grey, 50 Shades Darker, 50 Shades Freed. As you can tell, I started 50 Shades Freed, but I didn't finish it. Yeah. So next, moving on, all the way on the bottom shelf right over here. All right, we're at the last bookshelf. So here at the random bookshelf on the bottom, it's actually a lot of just heavy books that I feel that these shelves can't handle. First off, just random stuff. Random umbrellas right here. Yeah. So let's start on the left hand side right here. All the way in the back over there is the box for Assassin's Creed PS3 version that I got. The reason why it's back there is because it has like cords and stuff, so yeah. And then here I just have some random thank you note cards. Yep. And then yeah, let's start over here. Oh gosh, what's this? Oh, it's a bookmarker. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, we'll start right over here. So on the top shelf, on the top book right there, we have Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. I don't know what else to say about that. Next, we have underneath that Miss Pegrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I bought this edition first before I bought the other edition that you saw, because the reason why is I first found this and I was like, oh, it's a library copy, so it's not that bad. It has this thing torn up, but other than that, that's about it. The thing is, when I saw the other one, I was like, oh my god, I need to buy it because it's a better version. I mean, it looked nicer. So that's why I have 2 copies of it. Don't judge me. Next, all the way on right here, I have a random food book, Everyday Food by Great Feast Food by, it's a Martha Stewart novel. Yeah, Martha Stewart Living. My friend bought it for me because she's trying to get me into cooking, so yeah. Next we have Black House by Stephen King and Peter Straub. I haven't read it. My cousin gave it to me. And yeah. Next we have Understanding Movies. Who's this by? By Louise G.R. Tenney. I bought this book because I took a film class, and it was really nice. The class was really nice. The book was pretty decent, I guess. And then next we have the Left Behind I guess series by, who is this by? Because to be honest, I haven't read it yet. It's by Tim LaHaye and Jerry B. Jenkins. The reason why I have like book 1 through 7 is because I found them all at Goodwill. And that's all that you really need to know because I haven't read it yet at all. Moving on. So on the top part right here, we have a student handbook for writing biology. Yeah, by Karen Kinsney. A reference book, basically. Next, we have the whole series of Ice and Fire by George R.R. Martin. We have the first book, A Game of Thrones. Next we have Clash of Kings. Next is Storm of Swords. Next is A Feast for Crows. And then the last one so far right now is A Dance with Dragons. I read them all. Really good. You should read it, watch it also. It's really good. Next we have, I'm gonna do the handheld shots now because, yeah, I can't just keep it stable. I can't keep it on this bed for that long. Next we have It by Stephen King. I haven't read it yet. It's a beast of a novel. It has a lot of pages. And then underneath that we have Curious George by H.A. Ray. I love children's books. I found this randomly at a Goodwill and I decided to purchase it. Then next we have some gaming guides. One is Other M, Metroid Other M. Next, A Little Big Planet. Yeah, you don't really need, yeah, just randomly have those. And then all the way in the corner we have The Origin of Species by Charles Darwin, the illustrated version. I bought it because I took a class on it, so yeah. Next we have Darwin Discovering the True Tree of Life by, who's this by? Niles Edridge. Yeah, it was part of the course, so basically that's the reason why I have it. And that completes my book tour. Alright, if you guys reached the end of this, congratulations, because I know that video was long. It's gonna take a long time to edit. So yeah, I'll see you guys till later. Bye!